Today, I'm going to talk about how we classify personalities in psychology and which tests we use to professionally do so.
MBTI, the Myers-Briggs Personality Type Indicator, is a self-report inventory designed to identify a person's personality type, strengths, and preferences. The questionnaire was developed by Isabel Myers and her mother Catherine Briggs, based on their work with Carl Jung theory and personality types. There are 8 different categories and 16 possible different types. It is divided into extroversion, introversion, sensing, intuition, thinking, feeling, judging, and perceiving. Today, the MBTI inventory is one of the world's most widely used psychological instruments. However, big the big 5 personality traits usually provides more reasonable approximation of the main dimensions of personality. It has been developed from 1980s onward in psychological trait theory. Starting 1990s, the theory identified 5 factors and 10 values. Each of the 5 factors are broken up comparatively with 2 on the identified values. These factors and values are as follows: openness, consciousness, extroversion, agreeableness, and neuroticism. The Big Five model was built to understand the relationship between personality and academic behavior. It was defined by several independent sets of researchers who analyzed words describing people's behavior. These researchers first studied the relationship between a large number of words related to personality traits. They made lists of these words sorted by 5 to 10 times and then used factor analysis to group the remaining traits, with data mostly based upon people's estimations in self-report questionnaires and peer ratings, in order to find a basic factors of personality. First is an openness. Openness to experience is a general appreciation for art, emotion, adventure, unusual ideas, imagination, and such. People who are open to experience are intellectually curious, open to emotion, sensitive to beauty, and willing to try to new things. People who score high in openness to experience usually seems to be unpredictable, interest in art, lack in focus, active imagination, preference for variety, and is very curious. People who score low in openness usually is careful and focused. Next is consciousness. Consciousness is a tendency to be self-disciplined, act dutifully, and strive for achievement against measures or outside expectations. It is related to people's level of impulse control, regulation, and direction. People who score high in consciousness pay attention to details, has preference for orders, and their lack of spontaneity. It increases from teen through adulthood and is positively correlated with college grades. The higher you score in consciousness, it indicates that you have a preference for plan rather than spontaneous behavior. Next is extroversion. Extroversion is characterized by breadth of activities as opposed to depth. Urgency from external activities, situations, and energy creation from external means. The trait is marked by pronounced engagement with the external world. People who score high on extroversion tend to have a lot of energy, need to have a lot of stimulation to maintain that energy level, and they usually possess high group visibility, live to talk, and assert themselves. They may appear more dominant in social settings as opposed to introverts in the settings. Introverts, however, have lower social engagement energy levels than extroverts. They tend to seem quiet, low-key, deliberate, and less involved in social world. Generally, people are a combination of extroversion and introversion, with personality psychologist Haynes suggesting a model by which differences in their brains produce this trait. Agreeableness is a general concern for social harmony. Agreeable individuals value getting along with others. They are generally considered kind, generous, trusting, and trustworthy with others. Agreeable people also have an optimistic view of human nature. Disagreeable individuals place self-interest above getting along with others. They are generally unconcerned with others' well-being and are less likely to extend themselves for other people. People who score high on agreeableness, they value getting along with others, trusting and trustworthy, helpful and optimistic view of human nature itself. These personality traits or tests should not be a method to judge a people. However, it should be the method and guide to understand one another.